Bugsnax is a game with Bugsnax. These Bugsnax has been featured in a previous video, but this video I will be continuing where I left off, so if you really want an intro explaining what Bugsnax are that bad, go watch the last Bugsnax video. Last video I have showcased 25, and in this video I plan to showcase 13 more, technically 15, but I'll get to that. The Bugsnax I'll be showcasing are from these areas, surprisingly no mountain areas and still no broken tooth. Wait, that's not all. I have made 2 special plushies from 2 special Bugsnax. They're so special because these are fan-made Bugsnax featured of the Tomite-o channel. I've decided to pick out 2 fan-made Bugsnax to sew into real plushies, and I even have Tomite-o to give his own insights on the plushies I made. I'll be showcasing these after I showcase the real ones. So without any further stalling, let me show you what's new. Starting off, Long. Inch wrap is pretty good, even though he's pretty simplistic. He's kinda accurate, I'll get to that later. I managed to get his insides. I think his insides are very well done. However, you may notice there are 2 sides where this is visible. This is inaccurate, as I didn't notice how the other side was folded when I was viewing my resources. Kinda makes sense since I take more inspiration from the illustrations than the actual in-game models. I'm sure I'll come back to fix him eventually, but for now he's fine. He's still a pretty good plush. Freighter is okay. I'm not gonna say he's bad because there is a lot worse, but I am going to say that he could have been better. I could have made the fries more square-shaped rather than cylinders, but I worked with what I had, and it honestly doesn't bother me too much. What does bother me is its head. It could be so much better. It often has indents and isn't always in its proper shape due to it becoming indented so easily. I wasn't able to stuff its head due to the kinda complex design, and if I wanted to make that fix that badly, I would have to tear the legs out, and that's too much effort I'm willing to take for something I don't even know will work. I'll cut my losses for now. He's still good. Shishkabug is pretty good, the mushroom is really good, the body is well made, the tomato looks good, etc. I guess his fangs could be worked on a little bit, but they don't really bother me. His legs also could be better, but they also don't bother me at all. I made a second pair of legs thinking I was going to do something different with the legs, but clearly this is what I ended up going with, and now I have another set. I guess you can expect Tropicabug in an upcoming showcase. Weenie Worm is already incredibly simplistic. I don't even know how I could mess him up. Like I said, he did turn out great. I even got the different shades of hot dog bun. I practically have no complaints for this guy. I guess the bottom is messy, but real hot dogs have that. So if anything, that adds to accuracy, overall accurate and great. Greater Kokomite is pretty great. He's significantly accurate despite his flaws. I think I could have made the coconut a bit more pointier, but there's nothing I'm going to do about that. I think it's good enough. Despite the name, I might like lesser more than greater due to it being a tiny bit more accurate. It's also a little bit less cluttered compared to greater. He's also bigger for some reason. I don't know if that's accurate or not. I would have to guess no. Overall, I don't have too much to say about the Kokomites, other than that I think they're good. Believe it or not, this is Cheepoof, but red. I somehow managed to get some of the similarities such as the body and wing shape spot on, plus some improvements in the eyes. The wings are more securely fit onto the body, and there's a lot less flaws compared to normal Cheepoof. He still doesn't have a curve, but I'd rather have a consistency with all of the Cheepoofs. Overall, he does everything that the normal Cheepoof does, but better. I really like Sherby despite their flaws. Yeah, I'm willing to admit the scoops could have been better shaped, and the cone looks a little bit off, but all of that gives him a charm that other bad plushies don't have, and I really like it for that. Otherwise, I think it's somewhat accurate. I don't know how good the colors are, but that's really it. Sherby is one of the better bad plushies, if not, just a good plush in general. Ribblepite is pretty good, the colors are nice, the rib shape looks good, yada yada yada. However, he seems a bit more square-shaped than usual. I might have made the meat a bit too long, maybe it's supposed to be. Better proportioned. Maybe there's a secret Ribblepede secret I'm missing out on. I got all of the legs, I wasn't missing any. I suppose it will remain an enigma for eternity, unless you would know, for some reason. Spuddy was a welcome surprise. He looks great. His claws are accurate. His legs are accurate. I even got his details on the top to look great. I've always made jokes about the ones that look horrible, but this guy is genuinely spot on. Sure, his limbs are a little floppy, but that's something I can excuse. There's not really a lot more I can mention. I've already made it clear he's one of the best Bugsnax plushies I've made. Despite the phrase from Flamin' Cheephoof, White Cheephoof could have been better. He's a little bit taller than the others, and the wings are just as floppy as normal Cheephoof, but I still like him, although I would argue he's the worst out of all of the Cheephoofs I made. I'm glad I was able to get the proper detail on his wings, but otherwise, he's a little basic and flawed, and falls flat when compared to the others. I have mixed feelings about Crystal Sweetie Flea. While I am satisfied with the crystal and stick, the wings is where my problems lie. They could have 100% been better, and they just look skinny and really sloppy. Compared to a majority of renders and images of Crystal Sweetie Flea, you can clearly see this isn't how their wings look. Plus, practically every other Sweetie Flea has wings just like this, and this isn't how I want to make their wings at all. Overall, I'm definitely remaking their wings at some point, but until then, I'm putting them with the others. Cappuccino is actually really good, its head looks really nice, and the coffee swirls look great, and easily some of the best details I've put into one of my Bugsnax plushies. Their legs are technically inaccurate, as they are shaped in a way that I didn't know how to replicate in a plush without having bigger inaccuracies, but I'm still satisfied with how he turned out. Another good plush. Tomite-o is really good. Their leaves and stem look good, and they are accurate to the drawings. Overall, I got a lot accurate, and I'm happy I was able to do this character justice. I don't really know what else to say. I ended up having a lot less to say than I planned, and I should probably spend a bit longer showcasing this guy. Have you seen the last 2 plush showcases I've made? They have gotten relatively unnoticed. Wait, no. Why is it scrolling away? I'll advertise Tomite-o. Ghostermite was a welcome surprise, as he turned out a lot better than I expected. Even though I think the legs are a little inaccurate to the drawings, it still looks good enough for it to not be a distraction, while still not looking entirely inaccurate. Plus, this was the first time using this color, which I think suits Ghostermite perfectly. I just wish I remembered that, as I cut patterns for the wrong color while making him. Overall, I'm really happy with how he turned out. So those are all the new plushies. Currently there's 38 official plushies and 2 from the Tomite-o channel, which add up to 40, which is a lot of plushies. I still remember making the first few way back in early 2022. It's insane to think about how far I've come since then. Not only have the number of plushies increased, but also my sewing skills, and I'm excited to show them off in some future videos I have planned. I still have a lot of plans with showcasing these Bugsnax plushies. I don't think I'm quite finished yet, especially with the Tomite-o plushies. We both don't mind having another collab, and I really would be interested in sewing more plushies for the Bugsnax they made, so another collab is likely. I do recommend checking out their channel, and maybe even subscribing. They also post Bugsnax content, and even began posting content for other games like Slime Rancher. They are extremely talented, and I've been a fan of their content for a bit, so I do recommend you check them out. Like I mentioned in the Octodad video, I think I'm going to start posting some non-plushie content. Something that will probably be similar to something you will see in the video essay genre, so I guess the next video won't be anything related to plushies. But I still want to showcase the plushies I make on the channel, as I mentioned before. I still have plans for making plushies outside of Bugsnax, and I began to have bigger plans for the Bugsnax custom plush showcases. Hopefully those plans will prevent such long gaps between the Bugsnax content. Otherwise, that's it. Feel free to leave any requests for a Bugsnax plush you would want to see in the future, except your own fan-made Bugsnax. If your name isn't Tomite-o, I will not make your fan-made Bugsnax. But there isn't much else to say than that, so, bye.